Do you believe that ghosts do exist? If not, these stories will make you think otherwise. So this guy said that he was coming back from a meeting by 6:30 p.m. just this past Sunday. They got to the traffic light and stopped. Lo and behold, he saw an old friend of his on a bike waiting for the same traffic light to change. He asked his guy that was driving to park properly after the traffic light so that he would get to greet this old friend of his. Just as he was talking to the guy that was driving, this old friend of his turned back and looked at him and smiled, waved at him and zoomed off. Fast forward 2 days later, he ran into the sister of this old friend of his. Told the sister that he saw her brother a few days ago. To his greatest surprise, the sister started screaming just to calm down after some time to break the news to him that his brother has been dead for months and they just did his burial this past month. The guy was so shocked. So another story is that of a woman that has been in coma for 5 days before she finally died on a Sunday, which was a modern Sunday in her church. People gathered in her compound, were crying and mourning her, just for one of her friends to hear the news and run down to the compound to tell them that she just saw this same woman in church that particular day, and she was surprised that the woman came to church under heavy rain. So when she asked her why she came to church under this heavy rain, she just smiled at her and went inside the church. Another person also said that she saw this same woman at a bakery the previous day, but she dodged her, so she won't start complaining about the kind of dressing she was wearing. So about 3 persons saw this same woman, not knowing that she has been in coma for days. So another story goes like this. The girl said that her mother told her that when she was a teenager, there was this particular cousin of hers that always come to their house to eat. One day he came to the house telling the mother that he was very hungry. So the mother went to dish out the food for him, but then he went out to buy a bottle of cold drink. On his way to get that, he was hit by a car and he died instantly. On the day of the burial, the mother left something in the kitchen, and when she left the burial ground to go and get what she left in the kitchen, she then saw this same cousin of hers that just died eating from her pot. She fell down and fainted and did not get herself for days. So another story is that of a guy that has been sick in the hospital and died in the presence of his friend. This friend of his years later visited Delta State. He was in a bus heading to somewhere, just the normal way that a bus will stop for someone to enter. Behold, his late friend was the person that stopped this bus and was about to enter. As soon as the late friend saw him, he startled and stared at him, refusing to enter the bus, standing just firmly and staring. The driver then got angry and zoomed off because he wouldn't enter the bus. And this guy was so scared, confused, and surprised. Another story is of someone's grandmother that died and she was embalmed and kept in the parlor the day before she was to be buried for people to be paying her homage. So his dad sent him to go and get a wine from the store. After he got to store and picked up the wine, about leaving, he turned and saw his late grandmother in her favorite clothes. They stared at each other for like 10 seconds and she just smiled and passed. He said that this experience sent shivers down his spine, that he even had to drop the wine he was holding and had to lie to his dad that he stumbled and fell. Until now, he has not been able to tell his family this experience. So tell me if you've had any ghost experience in the comment section. Tell me what you think.